listening to The Revenue Engine with Michael Pacheco, a veteran CMO who has driven over $10 billion in revenue in the past decade with strategic marketing and customer-centric leadership. Join your host as he transforms marketing departments from cost centers into profit centers. Prepare to shift your marketing into high gear and drive unprecedented growth.
So when I was working with a mid-sized health tech company that had just hit this growth spurt, they were excited, but they were overwhelmed. They knew that they needed to scale. It was time had come, and they didn't have any in-house expertise on how to handle it smoothly. So they brought me in as a fractional CMO to help navigate this tricky phase, at least in terms of their marketing. And I've got experience with this in other ways as well, but working with the CEO, the COO, and the CFO on how to scale elegantly. So the first thing we did was develop a sustainable growth strategy that aligned with their long-term goals, right? So it was the business objective that we looked at, and then we built the strategy around that business objective. It wasn't really just about growing fast, but it was about growing in a way where people weren't going to get massively burnt out, where people weren't going to get stretched too thin. So we made sure that their marketing efforts were fully in sync with the scaling plan. So we weren't bringing in too many people all at once that couldn't be serviced by the actual service team or the sales team or the customer service team, et cetera. Targeting the right markets, right? Refining the messaging, making sure that every campaign supported those business objectives, those growth objectives. And this is super important too, the refining of the messaging, because you want to, as you're scaling like that, especially if you're scaling quickly, you want the right people, the right customers to come in. You don't want problem customers because that's going to make scaling much more difficult. So you want to make sure that you're bringing the right type of customer in that's going to be easy to service, easy to work with. On top of that, we kept a close eye on costs. Of course, scaling can get expensive quickly. So we focused on managing budgets very carefully, fiscally responsible. I won't say fiscally conservative, but certainly fiscally responsible in the marketing departments and everywhere else, making sure that they were getting the most bang for their buck, right, in the marketing without sacrificing that quality. And in the end, they not only scaled successfully, but they did it in such a way that there was a foundation set for even more growth down the road. They were basically poised to do even better, to go even further, to launch the next time they were ready to see another bump in sales. So if you're finding yourself in a similar spot, if you're ready to scale, but if you're unsure how to do it without hitting a wall, a fractional CMO might be part of what you need. Let's have a chat about it. I'm happy to help you scale your business smoothly and sustainably. If it's a good fit, reach out to me on LinkedIn or at michaelpacheco.co, and let's make sure your growth sets you up for long-term success. Cheers.